wrote and directed the movie Twist of Fate. Twist of Fate was a challenge to write because, unlike the main character, I grew up with both of my parents in the home. But I did a lot of research on some of the challenges that people face as far as growing up in single family homes. One of the things that I learned from acting and writing the movie Twist of Fate was around the issue of forgiveness. As I looked at Clarence's character, I realized that all through his life he was angry, and because of his anger, it affected some aspect of his life.
Well, on a more serious note, you don't say much about your father. Am I missing something?
Just talking about him brings out a lot of emotion. I just had a rough childhood. That's the reason why every time, I know you've been mentioning that the last few weeks, but he just walked out. I mean, the guy walked out on his wife on her dying bed, never looked back, and so I just kind of put him somewhere in my mind where he doesn't exist.
How come my pa is not around? How come he doesn't come to see you?
Clarence, listen carefully to the things I will say to you. What a wonderful son you are. I know you see your friends with their family, and you don't have one. But you do have a father, your heavenly Father, God, who is in heaven. Just remember to trust in Him always. If you don't remember anything I told you, remember to forgive and always trust in God.
Being a Liberian, I think there are messages in the film that have meaning, to the broader audience, the broader Liberian community. We come from a country that have experienced war and a lot of terrible things in our country. And I think there are a lot of good reasons for people to be angry, a lot of good reasons for people to hold on to some of the painful experiences that they had during the war. But if you look at the main character, Clarence, he had to come to a point where he knew the past was bad, but he had to make that decision. Do I want to continue to go back in the past and relive all the pain and all the hurt, or do I want to, have a new start, a new beginning?
My name is Nawali Washington Abasania, and I play Cynthia in the movie Twist of Fate. And what I like about Cynthia is that she's really strong and powerful, and she knows what she wants. Very experienced, educated, she's beautiful, and she's a go-getter, What I really enjoyed about playing Cynthia, and what I most like about her character, is that, it relates to a lot of women. She works in an industry with a lot of men, and she oftentimes finds men that try to compete with her, both at work and in a relationship. And they fail to realize that professionally she's very strong, but in terms of relationships, she's very charming, down to earth, and smart, And those are issues a lot of women deal with today, trying to find that fine balance between work and relationship.
The plan looks good, but there's no provision for showing up the steel deck in.
The strength of such floor systems centers on the breakdown in bond between steel and concrete. And to address your concern, we are using special drop head posts and wood joists.
The I-beam is not sufficient for potential stress to the structure.
From an engineering point of view, there is no added benefit for using steel.
The county has the right to enforce higher standards.
That will mean redoing the entire plan.
If you think it is acceptable per other standards, I am afraid you're going to have to get your approval from those standards.
Biggest issue is that she can find a guy that can really relate to her career and her personality. So that's what's struggling in the movie. So finally she finds Cynthia meets Clarence through a weird encounter, and they kind of, understand each other and can relate. Though Clarence has his issues and his past, he's also very professional. He has a good job. and he's very humble and, you know, has a good heart. So Cynthia finds that very attractive, and they can talk about everything and they can relate to each other because Clarence respects what Cynthia does. Ricky is another interesting character to Cynthia because she meets him, you know, trying to find true love. She encounters Ricky, who thinks that he can buy her heart, you know. So he takes her to the finest restaurants, drives her in the most beautiful cars, you know, the Lexus, the BMWs, and the, you know, Mercedes and stuff like that. But she's not looking for that because she can afford that for herself, you know. He's very egotistic, and he thinks that all women love that, or all women looking for people like him. But it turns her off.
You know, I live in a 11,000 square foot mansion.
Wow.
I drive Mercedes, I got BMW, I even got Lexus. You know, Lexus is my toy car. So, I mean, any car you want to drive, nice cars, just let me know. And you know, Cynthia, people are very envious of my success. I really don't get it.
Cynthia finds herself confiding in her girlfriend Christina, who is always, you know, there to listen. And you know, as a woman, regardless of how successful and educated you are, you always need a balance. You always need a friend to talk to bounce things back and forth, you know. So Christina played that role and helped Cynthia stay on track.
You're really good at taking care of yourself, you're motivated. How do you balance your strength with a man that has so much baggage?
Girl, that's the thing, you know. You know, to be in the industry that I'm in, dealing with men all day, every day, you know, I have to be strong. When it comes to dealing with Clarence, he brings the best out of me. You know, I can talk to him, I can be myself, you know. Emotionally, you know, it brings the best out of me.
Twist of Fate. It's premiering June 9th at the Colonial Theater in Sacramento. We've gotten a lot of good traction and support from the Northern California community. Really grateful and thankful to all those who helped to make this a success. Look forward to seeing you in Sacramento on June 9th. Come out and support the Liberian community. We're also giving some of the proceeds after expenses to the Doba P. Brooklet Memorial Scholarship. Scholarship program has been in effect over the last few years. ACFLE has been very instrumental in helping young Liberians stay positive and go to school, have an opportunity to do better than our generation and the generation before us. And so I think it's something that's going to benefit the community. You come out and enjoy good filming, and at the same time you're helping to support some young man or some young woman who will go out there tomorrow and represent our community better. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you.